Oftentimes, so many of us get overwhelmed with the amount of choices and information out there regarding food that we tend to just retract and fall back into habitual styles regarding what foods we buy, what foods we eat, and what foods we even prepare. And what I've decided to do today is grab Jen Skylas from All Good Things Organic to take us through 3 incredibly simple recipes that will replace 3 common items found in most kitchens. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around because we're going to jump straight into it after the intro. Let's do it. What's up guys, Hayden here. I've got Jen here with me, and like I said in the intro, we're gonna go through the 3 very simple recipes that you'll be able to replicate at home in your own time. Whilst watching this video, feel free to pause it so you can follow along correctly, or you can hit the links up in the description. That's gonna have the detailed recipe, also the ingredients, the cost, and the time that it'll take to make. Also, what I wanna do in this video is take you through 4 essential principles that you should take into every meal or snack that you prepare and eat. So Jen, how about you give us the first one?
Okay, the first principle is that we keep it simple, because if it's not simple, we tend to get overwhelmed, and then we'll just go to the supermarket and get the most convenient option or stop at our local takeaway joint on the way home.
Yeah, exactly right. So our first recipe that we're going to go through is peanut butter. Jen, how about you just talk us through the ingredients, what we need to actually get this done?
Okay, so we're going to make peanut butter with just 2 ingredients. We're going to start with 500 grams of peanuts. They're unsalted, but I've kept 50 grams of peanuts aside because I'm going to stir it in at the end because I like my peanut butter chunky.
So do I. Excellent.
So, Hayden, we're just going to pop all the peanuts into the food processor.
Straight in here, nice and easy. Pour it in.
Go for it.
Let's do it. Cool.
So what we're going to do now is process it for about 5 minutes until it starts to resemble a thick peanut butter.
Easy. Is that all? Is that all we got to do? So it's been about 2 to 3 minutes now. What do you think of that, Jen? Is it looking all right?
It is looking good. We're getting to the consistency we need, but we need to blend it a little bit longer so the nuts actually start to extract their oil.
Cool. Let's keep going then, hey? So now that's all done, Jen. What do we have to do now?
So we're going to add 60 grams of coconut oil, which is also going to add some more good fats into the peanut butter. So I'll get you to do that.
I'll pour it in. Easy.
And then we're just going to pop the lid on and we're going to blend it for about another minute.
Cool. So now all we're going to do is make it chunky, right?
Yes, it's beautiful and smooth at the moment.
Let's have a look at it.
But as I said, we both like chunky peanut butter. So I'm just going to get you to pour 3/4 of that into there.
3/4? This is a good cooking show.
Perfect.
Leave the rest.
And we're just going to process it for about 1 or 2 seconds just to incorporate the nuts, but we don't want to process it too much because we want to keep it chunky.
Sounds good. That's enough?
Perfect.
Excellent.
So all we're going to do now is just transfer the peanut butter into a glass jar, and that peanut butter will keep for about 4 weeks in the fridge.
Ah, that's good. Okay, so that was actually really simple. It took us less than 10 minutes, and now we got peanut butter for a whole month with only 2 ingredients. Why don't we go through the second principle now, Jen?
So the second principle is that we're eating whole foods, and what I mean by that is foods in their natural state without preservatives or without additives.
So just real food, basically. That's nice and easy. What foods like tomatoes, olive oil, herbs and spices, perhaps?
That's exactly right. It's what we're going to use in our homemade tomato sauce.
All right, let's set that up. But before that, we should, taste this, I think. Mmm. A lot of the time when we buy tomato sauces from conventional supermarkets, they tend to contain a lot of ingredients that consist of, sugars and additives and preservatives. But this is why it's really good to be able to make your own tomato sauce. So we've obviously got some ingredients down here. Jen, why don't you take us through a few of the essential ones?
So first of all, we're going to start out with tomato passata, as well as tomato paste, which is going to help thicken it. Normally in your conventional tomato sauce, this is what additives will do to the tomato sauce. Then we've got olive oil, apple cider vinegar, some coconut aminos, which is an alternative to having soy. We also have a little bit of maple syrup, which is really rich in minerals. It's optional, so if you don't want to add the maple syrup, you don't have to. And then I just have a combination of herbs and spices. You can really use as little or as lot as you like.
Oh, cool. That makes it real easy. So let's get started with this. What's the first thing we need to do?
So we're going to add 1 cup of tomato passata.
1 cup. We got the little line down here, so we use that. 1 cup.
Alright, then we're going to add some tomato paste. As I said, this is how we're going to thicken it. So we're going to add 3 tablespoons.
3 of them?
3 tablespoons. The third ingredient is we're going to add some olive oil. So we'll add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Conventional tomato sauce tends to have vegetable oils, which is not what we're not designed to eat those, and they have a really high omega-6 ratio. Then we'll add some apple cider vinegar, just use the same tablespoon. Just one of those.
Yeah, same one. 1 of these.
1 tablespoon of coconut aminos.
All the way to the top.
All the way to the top.
Cocoa aminos, huh?
As I said, it's an alternative to having soy sauce. We'll add 1 teaspoon of maple syrup.
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just use the same teaspoon.
The same one?
We'll just add half a teaspoon of salt.
I can put it straight in.
Go for it.
It's okay. Half. Oops. Depending on your own salt preference, I guess.
A teaspoon of cinnamon.
1 of these.
2 of those. We'll pop 2 of those in.
So half a teaspoon. 1/4.
The same spoon. We'll add some cracked black pepper.
1.
Just 1. Cloves.
1.
Yep. A little bit of allspice. And as I said, you can use as little or as lot of herbs and spices as you like. And finally, just a small pinch, just a pinch with your fingers of cayenne pepper.
Good.
Perfect.
Easy.
All we're going to do now is get the stick blender and just gently blend it up. That's all it takes. And then all I've done is just reuse my glass jar for the tomato sauce, which will keep for up to 2 weeks in the fridge. And that's it.
Cool. What about if people don't have stick blenders? What's the alternative
With
there?
this particular recipe, you could just hand whisk it.
Okay, so that
So
makes it easy.
there's no ingredients that you need to blend up or break down, so you can just whisk it with a fork.
Cool. And it might seem like there's a lot of ingredients there, but obviously it takes, less than 5 minutes to prepare, definitely, so.
And it is using only whole foods.
And it's simple. Again, make sure you check out the links in the description. That's gonna have the full list of what ingredients you need and also the complete recipe so you can just follow along in your own time. But Jen, we should taste this tomato sauce, I think.
Definitely.
What do we got here? Sausage?
We do have some sausage.
So the third and final recipe is gonna be mayonnaise, and why'd you pick that one, Jen?
I picked mayonnaise because, in my opinion, it's one of the worst condiments on the supermarket shelf. It's highly processed, it's full of high fructose corn syrup, sugar, vegetable oils, preservatives, additives, the list goes on.
Oh, and I guess it's one condiment that's found in a lot of people's kitchens, so this is going to be real helpful for people. Okay, also, we need to talk about the third principle here, and that's nutrient density. So what does that mean, Jen?
It means getting as much nutrients as you possibly can for the calories you're consuming.
So kind of like that whole empty calories thing.
Right, exactly.
Perfect. So what ingredients do we need for this mayonnaise?
So we're going to start with 4 egg yolks.
Again, in the food processor. Straight in.
Straight in. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard.
Dos.
2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar.
That's good. That's a 1, yep. Oops. That looked terrible.
A tablespoon of lemon juice.
Already prepared.
Already prepared. Pinch of salt. And a pinch of pepper. Now we're just going to process that for about 30 seconds until it's well combined.
On high. Cool. Is that looking all right?
That looks good. So the most important thing with making mayonnaise is when we're pouring the oil, we need to make sure that we're pouring really slowly. If you do it too fast, then your mayonnaise is going to split.
Okay, got it. So straight through the top of this.
While the motor's running, we'll turn it on low. We're just going to pour in a really slow, steady stream.
That was hard. Keeping that consistent pour.
Yes. Very tempting to go.
What about if people don't have food processors? What's the best alternative?
Good old hand whisking.
Hand whisking, it'll work.
It does work. It just obviously takes a little bit more effort and a little bit more time.
And the stick blender could do it?
You can do the stick blender. Stick blender works.
Cool. So that's it. That's done. So while I'm serving the mayonnaise up, Jen, why don't you talk us through principle number 4?
So principle number 4 is that the food we're making tastes good, because if it doesn't taste good, then we're not going to make it.
100%. So there you have it. That's 3 really simple recipes that you'll be able to do at home. Remember, check out the links in the description to get the full ingredient list, also the cost and the time that it will take for you to prepare it. Jen, let's actually go through the 4 essential principles again. So the first one was?
Simple, easy to do, easy to understand.
The second one?
Eating whole foods, so foods in their natural state.
And the third?
Eating nutrient-dense foods.
And the 4th was taste, all right? So let's try this mayonnaise out. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Let us know what you thought of those 3 recipes down below in the comments section. And also, Jen, thanks for sharing those recipes with us.
You're welcome. It was a lot of fun, and I hope it inspires you all to cook more at home.
I think it definitely will. If you do live in the Illawarra area, make sure you come into the store, All Good Things Organic. And if you head to the website and use YouTube as the promo code, you're going to get 20% off. Isn't that right, Jen?
That's right.
That's
20%
excellent.
off.
Perfect. Also, make sure you check out Jen's Instagram page, it's just down below, so go there, give her a follow, go through a few of her photos and give her some likes so she feels good about herself. And if you've been enjoying the videos that I've been posting on this channel, make sure you let me know. You can do that by hitting up the comment section, hitting that like button, or hitting that subscribe button. That'll really help me out. And I guess that's about it for this week, so thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.